gadgets that increase the interest in gardening. Tech gadgets have flooded the market from our daily use items to hobbies and passions. Speaking of hobbies, one interesting thing came to my attention. In a report by Statista, we saw that 24% of people prefer gardening as their hobby. Gardening is a hobby where technology has a direct impact, and there is no shortage of technology-related tools in the market for gardening. Among these, some are necessary, while others might not be. Some gadgets can make your gardening more interesting, while others could distance you from it. So, in today's video, we are going to discuss 7 interesting garden gadgets that can redefine the concept of gardening for you. These gadgets can make gardening more enjoyable and significantly boost the productivity of your garden. Let's start the video. First and foremost, an app-controlled sprinkler machine. A sprinkler system managed with an app is pretty amazing. You can plan and change watering schedules right from your living room and tailor settings to specific zones of the yard or garden. These intelligent systems assess your soil type, climate, season, and plant type to determine the best watering schedule for your situation. Many even have innovative technology that prevents watering when it's raining or when the temperature is below freezing. This is a great way to save money on water bills. Water conservation is also good for the planet, so if you have more than one property, a smart sprinkler system is a dream to ensure the landscape is maintained in all locations. There are many options in the market for sprinkler systems. They're expensive, but seem like a good investment. So next we have this cool robotic lawn mower. Lawn mowing is a chore, and we support all efforts to minimize the time spent doing it. Robotic lawn mowers look like a bigger version of the popular in-home automatic vacuum cleaner, but this one cuts grass. Set up boundaries, blade size, and schedule, and your lawn will look fantastic without a drop of sweat. These electric mowers move around yard objects using special sensors and even dock themselves if they sense rain. Not only do robotic lawnmowers take the work away, but they also are super quiet, such a change from loud gas mowers. Maybe you want to invest in one of these for your neighbors. Robotic lawnmowers aren't cheap, and there are a lot of inferior ones out there, so do your research before buying. They are also limited as to how large a yard they can handle. Next, we have the Seedling Heat Mat. Germinating seeds can be difficult, especially if you're doing it inside in winter or early spring. Most seeds want lots of warmth before they sprout, and it takes a long time if they're indoors and not quite warm enough. These seedling heat mats provide stable, consistent temperatures that significantly speed up germination. Seedling heat mats are a must if you have a cold house, lots of drafts, or no other way to keep the soil temperatures up. They're small, ideal for home growers, and work great. Next, a soil temperature miter. Soil temperature matters. Vegetable and flower seeds will only germinate when the soil temperature is to their liking. Planting them too soon or too late is a waste of seeds and time. A soil temperature thermometer makes spring planting much easier and takes out the guessing. A soil thermometer has a probe that inserts into the ground and a display that gives you a readout. It's not extremely high-tech, but it is a valuable gardening tech tool. Next, almost the same thing, but it's a moisture miter. Knowing when to water can be tricky. Some plants like drier soil, while others thrive in consistently moist soil, and moisture levels vary at different depths. The soil meter measures the moisture level and gives you a readout. Then, you can know for sure whether you need to water or not. If you struggle with watering, this might be a handy tool. It takes all the guesswork away. Folks who have been gardening for a while likely won't need a tool like this. While the accuracy is excellent, gardeners have relied on the time-honored stick your finger in the soil and see for yourself method for centuries. Next, a wireless rain gauge system. Rainfall is a vital component of outdoor gardening. A day of rain can determine your watering schedule for the next week. Knowing the exact rainfall in inches is knowing how much water your plants receive. The wireless rain gauge measures precipitation and stores that information for future use. Of course, there are static rain gauges that you put in the ground and then physically check after it rains to see the accumulation. These work fine, but you'd have to write it down somewhere to keep track. Plus, you have to be at the location to see the gauge. A smart rain gauge stores the information, and you can compare month to month and year to year to anticipate and plan garden watering schedules. Many also display humidity and temperature, making it a convenient device. Next, a smart pot. The intention behind these is pretty neat. It's a plant pot with sensors in it that monitor moisture, light, and temperature. The sensors trigger watering when the soil is dry, and the entire thing is managed through a smartphone app. The smart pot tells you when to move it in or out of the direct light, or when it is too cold or warm. This would be a dream for folks who travel a lot and have to leave their precious plants at home. In practice, though, it seems these need a lot more design improvement. Reviews are not great, with reports of watering getting into the battery compartment and other struggles. Maybe someday shortly, we can have plant pots that manage the care all on their own. Wouldn't that be sweet? Last but not the least, a plant sensor. The idea behind this high-tech gadget is neat. You stick the sensor into the ground, and it will tell you which plants to put there based on sun, humidity, temperature, and soil conditions. Then, once the ideal plant is in the ground, the sensor monitors the plant's health in that location. For example, if the plant needs watering, the sensor will alert you. According to users, while the concept is intriguing, the reality falls far short. The technology malfunctions regularly, making it frustrating to use. Also, it's one sensor per plant, so if you have a lot of plants you want to monitor, this gets pricey fast. For now, avoid this gadget until the tech is fully functional. Next, we have a garden pollinator. Usually, we rely on bees, butterflies, and beneficial insects to pollinate our crops, but that is becoming a struggle in some areas as insect species decline. Flowering fruits and vegetables must be pollinated to set fruit and produce vegetables. Pollination must happen, somehow. A vibrating pollinator device does the work of the bees with bristles that distribute pollen from flower to flower. This requires work from you. You must go from flower to flower and touch the pollinator to it. Being a bee is challenging work. Pollinators are also essential for greenhouse growers because, in those conditions, pollinating insects can't always get inside to do their valuable work. If you grow vegetables in a greenhouse or have been struggling with small fruits and vegetables, there's a good choice if the plants aren't being pollinated well enough. This gadget fixes that issue very well, with a bit of effort. In conjunction with this tool, grow some plants to attract the pollinators back, so you don't have to do it every year. We've harmed a lot of the pollinating species with chemicals and habitat destruction, and we need to help them rebuild. So that's all for today. Hopefully, these amazing gadgets will take your interest in gardening to another level. We are concluding here, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to get such a cool video like this one. Hopefully, see you in the next video.